Are you feeling underpaid and looking to boost your salary? Check out the full details by visiting the link in the description. The quickest way to achieve a higher salary is by asking for a raise, but it involves more than just posing a question. You need to demonstrate your value to the company and highlight how they would benefit from awarding you a raise. I have personally done this many times. I started making $25,000 a year after graduating college. I retired at 42, making many times that in my day job. I have also been a manager. I know what made someone more likely to get a raise versus someone else. Want to learn how to ask for a raise the right way and secure that well-deserved salary increase? This guide will provide you with the strategies to help you achieve your financial goals. Prepping beforehand will go a long way in getting a salary increase. While this shouldn't be too complicated of a process, there are some specific things you'll want to do before asking for a raise. Here are a few things to consider. Strategy 1. Brainstorm your value and accomplishments. Create a list of your top contributions to the company. Use concrete examples, including statistics to showcase your talent and the positive impact you've had. For example, sales have increased 15% after starting my role as a department manager, is better than saying, sales have been higher since becoming a department manager. Also, list any certifications, training, or degrees you've obtained since getting hired or your last performance review. Strategy 2. Take inventory of your job duties. Review your original job description. Have you taken on additional responsibilities that weren't originally part of your role? This is a valuable point to bring up. Our third strategy to get a raise is determine whether you are willing to quit. Be honest with yourself. If you don't get the raise you want, are you willing to leave the company? This is important because your boss will be assessing your willingness to leave. Strategy 4. Research pay scale. Use resources like Glassdoor, PayScale, Occupational Outlook Handbook, and Salary.com to determine the fair market value for your position and experience. This prevents you from having unrealistic expectations. Depending on your company's transparency regarding pay structure, some companies make salary information available to their employees. Another good tip is to look at job postings for open positions in your role on the company website or job search websites and check if the salaries are listed there. Strategy 5. Determine the raise amount. Now that you've completed your salary research, it's time to determine how much money you would like to make. A good starting point is asking for a 10% increase from your current salary. Of course, you may not get the same salary increase you request, but even a 5% raise would be significant. Utilize your salary research as well, because that will give you a clearer idea of how much of a raise to request. Our sixth strategy to get a raise is understand your company's policy. Find out what your company's policy is around raises. How much can your boss give you without approval? What are the typical raise amounts? Knowing this prevents you from asking for something your manager cannot do. Strategy 7. Mock conversation. Here are a few things to consider. Practice. This isn't necessary for everyone, but it can help you feel more prepared and confident. Go over what you plan to say to your boss with someone else or out loud to yourself. Key talking points. Don't memorize everything you're going to say, but go over some key talking points. This will help you sound more natural during the actual conversation. Strategy 8. When to ask for a raise, timing is everything. Here are a few things to consider. Performance reviews. If your company's performance reviews are coming up, that's a great time to ask for a raise. You'll already be talking about your accomplishments. Recent hire? If you've recently been hired, it's best to wait a while before asking for a raise. A year of experience will make you a stronger candidate. Company financial situation. If your company is going through a pay freeze or layoffs, it's not the best time to ask for a raise. Recent promotion or bonus. If you've recently been promoted or received a bonus, it's best to wait a while before asking for another raise. The best time. The best time to ask for a raise is every day, but do it with your work. Make your boss want to pay you more by making their job easier. Actions speak louder than words. Before we continue to the next guide on how to ask for a raise the right way and secure that well-deserved salary increase, don't forget to give us a like, comment, and subscribe, as well as turn on the notification bell for future updates. Also, Don't forget the link in the description. Our 9th strategy to get a raise is how to ask your boss for a raise. Now that you've done your research and practiced what you're going to say, it's time to sit down with your boss. Asking for a raise might sound anxiety-inducing, but following the formula will ease your stress. There is actually no reason to be anxious. If you don't believe you can justify a raise, then you probably shouldn't ask for one. But if you are confident that you are worth more, then act confident. Here are a few things to consider. Strategy 10. Pre-conversation. Ensure you have adequate time to speak with your boss. Schedule a meeting if possible. Strategy 11. Raise pitch. Asking your boss for a raise is like a sales pitch. However, instead of pitching a product, you are pitching yourself and what you bring to the company. Just like a sales pitch, you will want to go over all the benefits you bring to the table. Strategy 12. Opening. Thank your boss and let them know you appreciate them meeting with you. Tell them you have enjoyed working for the company and see a future there. Be sure to show some enthusiasm and appear personable. Strategy 13. Middle. Here is where all the research you completed will pay off. Be confident mentioning all your accomplishments and how being an employee benefits the company. Don't forget to sell yourself and showcase how you go above and beyond daily. Mention the points you brainstormed during your research session. Strategy 14. Closing. Like any good pitch, it's time to close the sale. Ask your boss for a raise and participate in salary negotiations if applicable. Our 15th strategy to get a raise is salary negotiation tactics. Remember that salary research you did before? Your preparation will come in handy if you end up negotiating your salary. Wage negotiations may initially sound intimidating, but these tips will help you become a master negotiator. Know your number. Before the negotiation, figure out what salary you'd be happy with. This gives you a target to aim for. Don't ask for a specific number. Let your boss or HR give you an amount first. This allows them to set the tone. If the offer is good, don't negotiate. If they offer you a raise you're happy with, accept it. If the offer is low, ask for more money. Explain how the raise benefits the company. Counteroffer. Be prepared to receive a counteroffer. Your boss might offer you something in between your initial request and their initial offer. No raise? Even a lower pay increase than you expected is better than no increase. Strategy 16. What not to say when asking for a raise. We've talked a lot about what to say when asking for a raise. Now let's go over some things you shouldn't say. Here are a few things to consider. Giving an ultimatum. Telling the company you will quit if you don't get a raise will lower your chances of them saying yes. If you end up saying this and don't intend to quit, they may call your bluff. It's best to keep the conversation positive and not put your current employer on the spot. Being polite and not pushy will get you closer to a salary increase. Saying you deserve a raise but not explaining why. You may deserve a raise, but if you don't give your employer justification for a raise, this could cost you a pay increase. Tell them what you have contributed to the company with examples. Stating your financial hardships. It might be tempting to tell your boss that you're financially struggling and want a raise. That may be the case, as many people currently struggle financially due to rising inflation and higher prices. Instead, focus on what you bring to the company and leave any personal reasons out of the conversation. Talking bad about a coworker. Throwing your coworkers under the bus to receive increased compensation is not a great approach. Talking poorly about a colleague will only make you look bad, not the other way around. Our last strategy to get a raise are the things to consider after asking for a raise. After speaking to your boss, keep these things below in mind. Be prepared to hear no. One possibility is your boss will say no to giving you an increased salary. While this may not be the outcome you want, you still may receive a raise in the future. It may even lead to a discussion with your employer about what you can do to increase your chances of getting promotions and raises. Ask your boss if they can provide feedback about your current job performance and if there's anything you can do better. They may have said no because you're already at the salary maximum for your job. If that's the case, inquire about a new position within the company. If you feel there is no growth potential within the company or don't receive a fair salary, looking for a new job might be the best option. Be ready to wait. Sometimes you may not get an instant answer, and your boss may need to check with human resources first. So, there you have it. By following these steps and strategies, you'll be well prepared to ask for a raise and increase your chances of getting that bigger paycheck. Remember, the worst thing that can happen is your boss says no, but you won't know unless you ask. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and your worth. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget the link in the description. Keep hustling and keep earning what you're worth.